Liverpool to London today for specialist treatment. Freddie Not Umtile with stress was born without arms or legs. His adoptive mother brought him to Liverpool from Kenya to get advice from the Thalidomide UK support group. Andy Gill reports.
Little Freddie is a long way from home, but by bringing him to Liverpool, his mother wants to give him the best possible start in what will undoubtedly be a tough life. She's seeking advice from Freddie Astbury, the president of Thalidomide UK.
Hoping that he can advise me on how to enable Freddie to progress, to be able to sit up, to be able to feed properly, because we do have problems with that. Anything that's going to help little Freddie.
He was born in Kenya 14 months ago. Dee, an Englishwoman married to a Kenyan, adopted him. She believes he'd have been killed or left to die if she hadn't.
The cultural thing there is that they don't like children born like Freddie. They look upon it as a curse. Apart from anything else, they couldn't afford to care for a child such as Freddie.
Freddie's natural mother did take some medication during pregnancy, but she's not sure what. The drug thalidomide was banned in the UK in the 1960s after the birth of several disabled children. But it's still used in some developing countries to treat diseases like leprosy. Thalidomide UK campaigned to get a visa for Freddie so he could come to the UK for treatment.
He knows now that when years to come, Freddie is going to have mobility, though it's going to be limited. He's going to lead a normal life as possible.
Today, baby Freddie and Dee are travelling to a hospital in London for specialist assessment of his needs. But they plan to return to Liverpool regularly to learn more about coping with his disability. Andy Gill, North West Tonight, Liverpool.
Well, the main cricket action today has, of course, been at Lord's.
A little girl born in the 60s with deformities caused by the so-called morning sickness drug thalidomide. This is a little girl born in the 90s of thalidomide parents. Sarah White has deformed little fingers on each hand. It's claimed she's living proof of a genetic link.
Sarah's deformity in her little fingers, it shouldn't be there.
No.
It shouldn't have happened.
What's that?
It shouldn't have happened to us in the first place, and it certainly shouldn't happen to another generation.
The Thalidomide Action Group called a news conference to reveal a new report into genetic links. Though it was written by an Australian doctor who was discredited and struck off in the early 1980s, the group says its findings can't be ignored. Glenn Harrison grew up with the deformities. He claims his 4-year-old daughter Georgina is the most severely affected of the second generation.
We want the truth, and we believe that the 11 children affected in the UK deserve the truth before one other child is born with any minor defects.
This is Thalidomide. The Action Group will meet representatives from Guinness, the company which took over Distillers, the original producers of it, tomorrow. They'll be pressing for more money to carry out more research. There are also claims that there's another devastating side effect, testicular cancer.
A 40-fold increase in the incidence of such cancer in men whose mother took the drug thalidomide.
Guinness's solicitors insist medical opinion is firmly against the possibility of any genetic links. Sarah's parents don't agree.
I hate to say that she doesn't deserve compensation, I think she does, but it's irrelevant. But she deserves someone to say, yep, I'm sorry.
Peter Holland, North West Tonight.
Ruby Astbury's pregnancy was dogged by morning sickness, so she took the new drug thalidomide to ease the pain. Instead, it brought her a son without arms or legs. Now aged 33, Freddie Astbury has never been without help. He can't be independent. The drug was manufactured by Distillers, now owned by Guinness. When it was withdrawn, some 450 children had been born with deformities. Distillers put £28 million into the Thalidomide Trust, set up to ensure the well-being of the victims. Freddie was awarded £33,000. He was 20 then. Now he's married with a son and 3 stepchildren.
They weren't sure on how long we'd live. They certainly never thought that we'd ever get married and have children. They've never allowed for family, they've never allowed for us to live that long. The money was inadequate, and it's about time that distillers throws money back into the Thalidomide Trust.
In the company of his solicitor, Freddie Astbury announced his intention to start a hunger strike on Christmas Eve. He and other victims want the government to hold a public inquiry and the compensation fund level to be increased.
Every time you send a letter in, you get a response. It's been passed to this department, that department. It's being passed from pillar to post, really. They don't take us seriously. They think that it's all been settled in the 60s.
Nobody wants me to go on hunger strike, but they understand why I'm taking this sort of action. They realise that justice has got to come out of this, and I shall make sure I'm prepared to go all the way. At the end of the day, it boils down to justice, and that is all we want.
Tonight, Guinness said they hope Freddie Astbury won't go ahead with his threat to start fasting. Guinness say they've received a letter from Mr Astbury and a reply is in the post. Paul Craven, North West Tonight.